You want to take romance?
It helps to sleep tushy to tushy.
We are here today with two very special guests, Marlo Thomas and Phil Donahue, who've just released a book, and it's called What Makes a Marriage Last. And you were able to deduce some of the most amazing advice about marriage and how exactly to develop healthy habits along the way. What is something that you should be doing when you first start dating?
One of the things is to be respectful and courteous. I mean, just before we went on into this interview, I handed Phil some water. You know, that's just a courtesy. That's just a respect for both the men and the women to feel that they're special.
What is the first thing then? Let's say that you've been dating now for a year, 2 years. What is the habit that they should be developing when they first move in together?
Again, that comes down to respect for the other person's way of life. And we had to negotiate that and say, you know, I like the bed made, and I don't want to have to be the one to make it every day.
And I used to say, why are you making the bed? We're just going to
get back in it.
Yeah.
And so, you know, we had to negotiate so that there wouldn't be any resentment.
Yes, yeah. It is very important. For couples who are planning on getting married, you know, what is one of the healthiest habits they can develop as they're engaged?
What are some of the things that you can do together every day, practically, like make a meal together? Or sometimes, like this morning, for example, we were in bed together, and so I was reading Phil the news off of my telephone. It's something that little rituals along the way so that every day isn't just the same.
When it comes to the routines of a daily life together and building new habits, what is the first thing you should do when you wake up each morning and face each other?
I think everything you can do when you first wake up, whether it's saying I love you or snuggling the extra 5 minutes. One of the things we do when the alarm rings, we have one last snuggle before we have to get up.
What is the last thing you should do or you should say before going to bed?
I love you.
Yeah, we usually do say I love you before we go to bed.
That's lovely. We're going to talk about the building blocks and the fundamentals of how couples can keep a relationship going. What is something couples can do to build trust?
Don't worry about trying to make yourself look good. Don't be afraid to show where you're vulnerable, where you're sad, where you hurt. And I think that's a mistake that people make. They want to come off like they're great, and it's not great. What's great is getting to know the whole person. So I think the way you build trust is to tell the truth about yourself.
What do you do to build romance in a relationship?
It's important to keep it alive. And I think, you know, sex doesn't just happen once you're in bed. Sex happens all the time. It's a matter of, you know, when you touch each other, when you do a little thing like that. You know, we would leave notes for each other, just sweet notes. It didn't have to be screamingly romantic, but it was gentle. It reminds you of who you two are.
What is something you can do to build friendship in your relationship?
If you're in conversation often, you know, and during the conversation, if you really look each other in the eye and you're not always appearing to be daydreaming, especially when the other spouse is talking.
Communication is everything, but the communication, not just when there's a problem, but communication when there's something fun to share, like you do with a friend.
What haven't we touched on that makes a marriage last?
All of the couples that we spoke to, all 40 of them, had all of the life challenges that everybody goes through. The death of a loved one, Jamie Lee Curtis had a drug addiction that she hid from her husband. Jesse Jackson cheated on his wife and had a baby outside of their marriage. Michael J. Fox and Tracy Pollan found out that he had a diagnosis of Parkinson's, which would last a lifetime.
There's no such thing as a marriage that takes off from the wedding and just is this wonderful airborne forever.
It's important that we realize talking to these couples, is no matter what they went through, they didn't look for the exit sign. They kept going forward. This was their love, this was their commitment, this was their problem together to solve. And that, to me, is something really important.
Those are lovely pieces of advice. Thank you so much for joining us today. Again, their new book is out on stands now. And again, it is a treasure trove of advice. Be sure to pick it up, What Makes a Marriage Last. We are thrilled to hear from you, and we appreciate you and all of your life advice. Thank you again.
Thanks, Esther. We had fun. It was good.
Thank you.
Did you like it too?
I had fun, yes.
Hi, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and return for new videos every single week. Don't forget to hit that like button. No, seriously, you should hit it now.